Now, this tutorial, we're going to play with in the playlist section just a bit. Okay. Now, we're going to come up here and edit. We'll get the little pen right here. Now, you won't have this when you first create a playlist. You will have create a description. You want to use it. I'll show you why. Most people will tend to put a line or two of text, and that's it. They may use a keyword, a few lines, maybe a target, and they're not taking advantage of what the playlist can do. Now, notice the amount of content I have in here. You can put up to 4,990 characters. Your main description for your other channel or your other videos, you can use a description max of 5,000 characters. It's virtually the same. Now, a couple things I tend to do, and I'll explain why. In here, whatever I put, the spyware that's currently out there doesn't read this information. So I can hide anything I want, and nobody can see what I'm putting in here. Now, I've tested some things out. I can't tell you the true effect yet because we haven't been doing it long enough. But one of the things I'll do, see if I can find it, and I hope it's in this particular video. Maybe not. If not, I've set a sample of doing it in one of the PDFs. But let me pull up a description here. Oh, here we go. I never opened it. My apology. Okay. In here, somewheres, we will put 3 videos and 3 keywords. And it really doesn't matter where we put it. And I'm going to do this for an example. So we're going to say HTTP. I realize this is not a real link. Bear with me just a second. Let's go cheapest. There we go. Now space it out a little bit so you can see it. And then we'll talk about it just for a second. Now, we've tied our keywords, 3 of them, specifically to a video. It may be in this channel, maybe in another channel. But what do the bots do? They basically read and assign value. That's it. So my hope, and realize this is theory at this point, is we're telling Google to assign a value from this keyword to this video. In some cases, we may use the same video, 3 different keywords. Other cases, we're going to use those 3 keywords and 3 different videos. So it just depends on your goal, what you're trying to do. Okay? Now, in the beginning, we have a target. At the end, we have basically previous uploaded video. That's a simple silo. Now, in here somewheres, and you'll see the original system, we always pointed to a video in another account. In the sample would be channel 2 or account 2 pointing over to account 1, video 1. Now, recently, and you'll see this discussed in a short sample in the PDFs, all of a sudden people started losing accounts when they did cross-channel or across accounts. Now, we don't exactly know the right reason yet, so we had to come up with a solution, and we're gonna stick it right here. So instead of seeing our pointing video and using that URL, we're going to do something very different. Is it? Now, we don't have a link yet, so we're going to drop this down. Leave that there. We're going to go over to my drive for a second. And maybe you can see we've got sheets. And we've got a bunch of variants and shortened links and HTML links in this sheet. Okay. So I'm going to close that one. I'm not going to use that one. So I kind of like this one. Give it a second to load up. There we go. We're going to share with you what we do here. URLs for the sites, share links, which are variants. And we can go on and on. We got quite a bit of pages. Keywords are down there, shortened links, etc. So I don't want to bore you to death, but you can see there's quite a bit of information and data here, all tied to a video. So we're going to grab the share link, click that, copy it. Now, there's a couple options I can do with this. I can use it just the way it is, or we can go okay. Put the link in there and shorten the link. Let's go back over here for a second. Bring up our description. And we'll put the shortened link in there. Now, pay real close attention to what we're doing here. Ask yourself, why did we do that? Now, this particular link is linking to the document right here. Done. And this is pointing back to a YouTube video on a different channel in this case, or a different account. My apology. So we're linking or siloing to another video in another account. Okay? Let's make sure we have that really down pat. We'll do it both in the playlist, and we'll do it in the main description for when we upload a video. But we'll do it in a specific order. So now that we have this, I want to show you a couple quick things. I'm going to go Facebook. I used CCleaner before I did this. So now, real quick, I've posted as many as 88,000 links with a single URL right into Facebook or Twitter or some of the other social sites. Now, if you tried to do that without doing it with this method, you're going to get your account either shut down or banned, and you don't want to do that. But to show you the power of it, we'll use that. We'll add something to it. I ain't going to do that. Got in a hurry. My apology. But there you go. Now, if you want to see more, you click in there and it's going to show you the whole thing. So, now, while we're here, we'll go back over to the drive for a second. And we'll grab, let's grab a variant list, I guess. You do a little too much, it's kind of slow loading it, but it's okay. I call this variant list 15 for whatever reason, but it's quite a few pages. But what I want you to see is what happens when we put this in, say, Facebook. This time we're not going to use the share link. We could, but I'm not going to, just for the sake of simplicity. Now, when we post this, normally it shows the whole thing. I don't know why it did that. Let's see. There we go. To go back to Drive, though. I don't want to do that. Alright, let's go back to Drive. What I'm looking for, maybe in one of the other drives. So, now, let's talk about this just for a second. Notice for a title, I'm using URLs for that particular video. You could use your primary keyword if you wanted. You could get creative. You could add a column for your keywords and tie them to specific videos if you choose. So lots of ways to get real creative here. You could take, if you notice this, we're going to go comment. My keywords here. Okay, since I don't have any that I'm putting in for this particular one, I'm not going to do that, but I do want to discuss it for a second. So what we need to do, cancel that, you're limited in the number of keywords you can put in the comments, probably 150. So how do you get them all in? If you have a list of say 1,000, 1,500, what have you, the answer is you do 150 at a time. You comment on your comments until you get them all pasted in. So we're going to grab our share link. Copy it. Right. See if I get the format I want. There we go. Now, this is what it should look like. Okay. So if you clicked it, you'd see the entire list that we have in that particular sheet. So, okay. We're going to show you one more thing. And then we'll get back to YouTube. Now you just got to find it. And hopefully I have it in this. I don't. So, back in my mail. A little trouble with this mouse. Oh, excuse me. Close a few of these. Now, for those of you who don't know what you're looking at here, besides it being keywords, if you mouse over this, you notice down here you get a shortened link. Go to another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. And every one of these shortened links is a different URL. But every one of these is going to the same video. It's just a unique link going to it. So it's not the same link. That you will find in using Master Shorty and Variant Master in combination with each other. And you'll be able to create a very similar document. So we won't touch on that, but you'll notice 33 pages of these links, all for one video. So that's quite a bit of keywords, about 1,100. Okay, and we'll leave that. And leave that. And here, and back to where we want to be. So you want to take and make use of everything you can without being as obvious to what you're trying to do. So you want to be able to do things that you can hide. Stop. So let's see. Now we want to go in advance for a second. So there's a couple things I want to show you. Advanced. Be right underneath your name and your account. So this is your channel ID and your user ID. You want to cut and paste it and put it into a notepad or email, whatever you really want to use. So I don't particularly like to connect accounts. I'd stay away from it. But what I do want to show you while we're here, now most everybody should pretty well know their way around, and they're not you're just not a beginner. But I'm going to click upload for a second. I'm not actually going to upload at this time in this video, but I want to show you something. I hope I can get to it without starting an upload. I can't, so I'm going to have to. Now, I won't actually complete this process on this video. We're going to be getting a little too long. So, don't want to behave for me. Okay. Now, we put 5,000 characters. You want to take your main keyword, have it in the title, also first tag, and first keyword in the description. But it's not what I want to show you. This is kind of a not very well known feature. So what we want to do, and we're not going to actually completely do this, but I just wanted to show you something. I've actually added up to 24,000 words in there. Not characters, words. And now it's, that whole description is in there. So there's no limits. But if you click this and click this, you're going to have a problem. You'll get a warning message from Twitter or G+, if you put in massive amount of information, which you can, for doing that and trying to send that. I personally am only looking for an edge in what the bots actually read. So I wouldn't do it. But just a thought. You don't really want to get yourself in trouble. If as long as you leave these unclicked, you will never have a problem. If you do click them, shorten your description a little bit. You can add to playlists, etc. So this, now we're going to take that out of here. In this case, we'll use and maybe use a playlist, just one of your playlists or whatever you want to do. So, sure. Now, there's my pointing video. In this place, I would take probably should have kept that shortened URL, huh? Getting one more thing here. I knew something wasn't quite right. There we go. Now, take that course over. Now, again, as we mentioned, first, we'll use this for our and we're done. So let's finish saving. We'll go ahead and publish it for a second. Do it since we're on here. I'll open it in a new notepad. Now, I tend to, ouch, let me turn this down, guys. I tend to get all the links that are associated with it, with this video. Now we want the embed. There we go. Now, before we end this tutorial, one thing I always do, particularly if I'm going to do a silo, what I'm going to do is list where I'm keeping all my URLs, and I'll label it account 4 on whatever its actual title is, and I'll keep all these URLs as I do them, so I can take the next video and I can link to this one, previous uploaded. So don't lose track of those URLs. You're going to need them not just for that, because you want to run the variants and the master shorty and create docs that link to videos and so on, as well as sheets. So with that, I'm going to end this tutorial, and we'll see you on the other side.